Debbie a bay, Debbie a bay. Nasu Debbie Pepper da bang. Debbie a bay, Debbie a bay. Nasu Debbie Pepper da bang. Ghana for there are some so I say Winty. Obi Bedi my tem, but some things need to be said in 10 Can you let it out of the basket? Contain. Let's start with religion and these big ass churches. Pastors more paid than teachers and nurses. Why? How the preachers they afford these big benches and nobody.
Welcome to the Think Tank and that's you Thursday. You're saying shit. Welcome. If you can hear me loud and clear, just type hi. Let me see that you're here. I'm in my shout outs now. Yeah, start the program. And then it's going to be very, very quick. You better discuss it. First 120 days, as in the last week, yeah, I bet was the first 120 days. Mahama and social contract with Ghanaians. Now, Supreme Court and LGBT sense, and I discuss it and so. You're in a time with Ghana transition on the Senate sequel, they better discuss it. Is it going on well for you as far as you are concerned, my young? Now it's a time with now you're the kakra so as an account. Some no doors. Vigilantism, I also Ghana will be a month or two months or so moon as I say, or mobile bet check for. Yeah, my own to crime. If you're smuggling something, you are arrested. Like, how do you feel about it? Is it lawlessness or is it the right thing to do? Nah, mama, just type hi and I mean who na me ma shout out na easy so still as about 20 years there are about 3 constituencies that are under contention as far as easy is concerned. It's your baby now,
Questions from the pews and the benches, say. Education getting poorer at a higher price. Less quality teachers and more strikes. Students know the land, true and poor all night. These views might be leftist, but it's alright. Election time, politics by these novices. They empty their wallets and give us empty promises. How can I trust you when you say what you don't do? I vote for you, you work for me, that's the cold truth. Judgment Day. I will get into this thing. Debbie a bay, Debbie a bay. Nasu Debbie Pepper da bang. Debbie a bay, Debbie a bay. Nasu Debbie Pepper da bang. One day you go be. But when one day go come, one day you go be. But when one day go come. Parliamentarians, they agree, is when they talk about raising their own salaries. The only time people go get back to me, never worry to me another. That shit traffic problems. So yeah, so I know the bad why they have to build a more there. Congestion is vexing, so the horns blare. La fire is rampant, all of we slay. To each his own, me I'm not a saint here. I hope every radio station hears me real clear. It's the moon on the dog, so too much loose talk, no fair checking. This be news, more beauty pageants and award shows. Why we have so damn many, only God knows. Nothing ever stops in time and sanity. We need to step a game up, improve quality. And I came here to murder mediocrity. Sorry, I don't even start here. Debbie a bay, Debbie a bay. Nasu Debbie Pepper da bang. Debbie a bay, Debbie a bay. Nasu Debbie Pepper da bang. One day you go be.
With me, Asher, so Miss Semi will be out if you want to give me a like or I mean who they are air course. With me, Asher, I'm gonna be on one answer, just like or just give us an emoji and to us.
One day you go be, but when one day go come, one day you go be, one day it go be. But when one day it will come, yeah, I've noticed.
Clap. I think there's a lot of noise. Clap.
Yo, for calling.
Ohona, Winnie Friana, background in Friana.
No, I me home. And no,
I wonder where this is coming from.
I mean, film no man Sandra back.
Okay, I think you left. Yeah. All right, Cloud, we'll get to my sign about. I think there was some kind of background noise, some feedback that we were getting. But as is to say, according to yeah, with me, I sign about now. I start to show. There you go.
Timinka.
Yeah, I feel like it's Papa.
Noise no man.
Yeah. But at first, now Mike being muted, crying. I'm thinking, and I wanted to find out where it was coming from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, calls be bum here.
Okay. And also count. Alright. And that topics in the media go on. You better ask for social contract. I think say on number 13, we're starting with Juma Dada. And once them can now try that kind so say you promised last week, Into also you can share you can say hi on the comments and everywhere. You be also so now. You shout out kakra. Start things up we could join here whilst we're going. So send me a text over joining and that. Yeah. Yeah, twice. So let's go straight to where we ended last week. Oh no. Anyway, bad manners. Mbisao, and you cry. How was your week, club?
We there. Ne me who na otwi mi there ama makoma ye me like me too say transition no ekoyie mani age information amenya ene me party chairman ene normal mahu ene asofo no a omudi yi ne there mahu say enoma esesa pa
Now, to say wow, the whole week. How is
on unye good news aho so yare kra na enije ni wo ho so what
okay?
ya say
Uh,
yeah we nyame aye bi
okay. Last week, you got to see number 13.
yes
Number 13, your favorite pattern.
on say they can say ho no say nyame boa na otimi ye no nko na at the end of the year no wanye bibia kra na Ghana for be ka say ono na ebe the next Kwame Nkrumah on say me kai
True. Okay.
and you see na ho ayi na ye gu so aye no because you see no jidi and also ubekita dim papa and also dim bone and right now no so baby adru no say ye papa ye offer why assemblyman all the way to vice president no why president and I was saying about the second term odi we are on kwan na the first president already 10 years.
That's true.
So I think into record no dey or setting it is otimi ye ne all kano na wanye bibia kwa when school dan when hospital kwa na Ghana for bebo ni dimpa sika na afa amanfo nsa ato na say agenda 13 na o kan no So it's me young Quadia, better man for the rest of her NDC for the rest of our life. The better man NDC
Mm, okay. 18 order sa number 13 nko ani here.
of a crime. Ghana ye how you know number 13 no. See it minimum 1% crana, ye cannot so better kakra. So what I say? And I say obi di bɔne na memfa no sɛ bɔne na nipa na di no o kasa o de ama nyame a ɛyɛ ha adwen but sɛ wotumi kasa wokyina tum woma police fo akyina tum a na wakoma mu no wotumi sɛ okay ade wei no deɛ even though sɛ nipa na di me sika no baba kyina tum no meyɛ okay manya me sika back koraa no a meyɛ okay saa na ghanafoɔ ɛhwehwɛ sesi a wohwɛ sika a afa amanfoɔ nsato ɛne e-gate koraa e-gate no koraa wɔntumi ambie no koraa no hwɛ sika a yɛasɛe wɔ ho ɛtumi si another terminal 3 ɛtumi si baako ka ho sɛ wade aseɛ nti sɛ woka kyerɛ sɛ all this money wei nyinaa kɔ just electronic machine na ɛsi building nankasa mu ɛyɛ more than building na osiiɛ no deɛ a there's something wrong nti ɛtumi yɛ ho biribi na yɛhu baabi a sika no kɔɛ na ɔmo deda ano no nyinaa ɔtumi kyi ɔmo gum kora ɔde ɔmo nkɔdam 2 years koraa na ghanafoɔ yɛm bɛtɔn ɔmo ɛtumi deɛ I always vow sɛ agenda 13 na ɔde baa no deɛ wanyɛ biribi biara koraa na ɔno nko na ɔbɛyɛ a ndc yɛbɛto ama ɔmo saa that's what Ghanaians need.
I'm out for so Kase. I've been listening to commentary throughout the whole week. Now I'm out for can say Ghana no and yet simple so yeah Lord yeah mrano. What are some quarter? It take 4 years, 5 years, 6 years up to now. Cocoa marketing board for friends opening. I'm the opening court 8 years.
Sometimes say also because mpanyinfoɔ no ɔmo anim bɔne ɔmo ayɛ no ɛna sɛ ɔmo kasa opening deɛ no ɔkasa ɔbobɔ din a sika no baabi ɛfa ayɛ biara no obi yɛbɛkye koraa kyeakye president koraa ka ho sɛ wate aseɛ nti ɛsɛ ɔmo delay nneɛma bi sɛneɛ amanfoɔ din bebree bɛyɛ dɛn ɛbɛkata na yɛde ayɛ agorɔ saa no ne like yɛakata so what I say like this time around no yɛn youth no yɛni abere sɛ baabi ɔman ne kɔ no obi tumi bɛyɛ biribi biara no wafa ne ho adi obi yɛ biribi biara no wafa ne ho adi but ekonomi ayɛ den ɛnɛ wokɔtɔ fertilizer koraa na ne bo ayɛ den aduane ne bo ayɛ den electric power koraa na obi use no ne bo ayɛ den nti ayɛ sɛ yɛni ada hɔ sɛ baabi sika biara afa biara ɛbɛma kuronom ayɛ less economical no ɛno na yɛhwehwɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ mo yɛhwehwɛ pressure yɛde bɛma aban wei no ho because they say no yɛyɛ leader so nyinaa no nti sɛ wɔntumi anyɛ like ɔno ankasa no magistrate ne judicial system no yɛbɛdi ɔmo so ama ɔmo ayɛ dɛn aspidi nneɛma bebree yɛntumi ntwɛn sɛ 10 years na still yɛmfrɛ one case no sese no oyɛ na nna ɔkyena ɛsɛ yɛde kɔ court na yehu nea yɛbɛka because yɛntena se sɛ monyɛ na montwe na ɛde mmara nko ara na mohyɛ no wɔ hɔ a enti montumi mfrɛ case no ma ɛyɛ saa na ɛkyɛ a asɛm no kyɛ wɔ court hɔ no a nipa no ba hɔ a evidence no bebree wɔ hɔ a ɔbɛkasa ne werɛ afi but ɛwɔ hɔ like ɛnɛ a asɛm no asi no the evidence is there nti wobɛtumi ayɛ dɛn approve bi sɛ wate ase ba woma no di bɛyɛ 5 years 10 years a evidence no bebree wɔ hɔ a ɛho aka nti wobɛfrɛ ayi no na case no koraa yɛnkae biem
amanfoɔ kyerɛ sɛ problems a yɛwɔ no dɔɔso so nti no wode energy nyinaa kɔ hyɛm sɛ oh yeah, like you're trying to get justice. I'm a I don't go for a quarter. 1.5 years in here. You put all your energy.
energy ni dey the shape by pay because omo wie yi sika na che so what I say of akwan omo wie sika na che hwe ne ye pay 3 million from IMF na obi wo sika ni bi se ne mpa afi ama ne maid kra ayi so what I say ye ko kan ya mo ka che se o nue be ma bi se bi o be ka ba bi na o de ma we ye kan man like yen kan ba bia oh enti se ye nya se sika ni bi kra na nka ye bi kra nka yanko IMF o ba na egu bi empaase a ono ne se bi ni made kra na o yi kakra film so what I say enti at the end of the day no say yen tiyan twetwe tokuro na o build the economy o ye den kwa na nipa bone ni besi ye wia yentua saa kwan na memfa no sɛ na yɛmfa punishment bi a emu ɛden paa ɛmfa mɔɔ because o nipa no yɛ bɔne na wantwe n'aso a da bi ɔbɛyɛ saa ade no biem nipa ahodoɔ a ɔde bɛba no ɔbɛka sɛ o ɔfa kwame yɛɛ no woyɛ ne den na me na woba bɛyɛ no yɛ starte na ɛnnɛ te sɛ aban no a wɔwo aba no yɛse sisa nneɛma nti yɛpɛ justice ɛnyɛ economy no because yɛtumi save that ɛkorɔ no a ɔho adwuma bi a ɔbɛyɛ biara na ɛbɛkɔ so te sɛ ɔfa kwame wokɔ bia adwuma wɔ ghana sesia na wosuro sɛ workers bɛwia wo anaa management koraa no management position no koraa no ɔmo wia wo sɛ wate aseɛ but yɛtumi panehye ɔmo a ɔmo awie bi no a nea wobɛfa na ɔkyena no onim sɛ opini kowia sika no yɛde no akɔ bɛyɛ 20 years nti no me koraa na mekɔ kowia 5 cd ne 10 cd ne deɛ ne yɛ asɛm bɛba sɛ wate aseɛ na obi kowia millions na wamfa no anyɛ na ɔnenam street no mu a na ɔno kɔfa 5 cd na wode no kɔtum a na nyansa bɛn na ɛwɔ mu sɛ mutumi tena sɛ obi kɔfa apɔnkye na wotumi gyeli no for 10 years woka asɛm no within 6 months na obi kɔwia hundreds of millions a wo sɛ wɔsi nkonnwa a woyɛ investigation no fa no tum ɔnam na yɛnyɛ investigation no
okay because
agenda 13 ne deɛ sɛ ɔba koraa no wanyɛ nneɛma bebree na otumi twe amanfoɔ aso a akyɛn sɛ ghanafoɔ yɛyam bɛtɔ yɛn kakra asen nneɛma bebree yes economy no obetumi aboa obetumi asi schools asi but loopholes na ɛwɔ mu no yɛntua kakra yɛtua bosia na ɛbɔ no wɔ abɔnten no I think sɛ ɛso bɛbra se kakra
because na make can say I'm for say like 1 year and this is not the first time our president be about like I said he's going to go after go for they've been involved in something suspected to be corruption so the even Chachu Chikata for the Nokotum later now you cry Ghana for grab wolf say I want your here now the Nokotum now Ababe state for government it's
no
now they mature better than 4 years now so now why should I need
no also yes yeah amount for can no correct wode wani to hosa na one here o focus ni nyina na be ka se wo pe obonyefo no nti wo be wie na time no new side na wo so wantimi anche o mo so antu yes no correct but also ye bigger issue wo Ghana ni nyina ye corruption na wo system no it is okọ na oye impintujuma bi se wakwaji loan kra na person o si hospital at the end of the day corruption obi be ebedidi wo ho so what you say enti yentu corruption na say edin de asa agenda 13 ya odi abai right otimi tu ase kakra bi a impintujuma no nipa na odi adwuma na hye ne nsa no se bi obedi kura na onni ni bebree saa because onim sɛ wantumi anyɛ a wobɛkyi no atom anaa the next government no bɛkyi no atom ɛna ghanafoɔ no nso so sesei no ɔmo adi yɛn sika no ama ɛsei no yɛntraste obi biara sɛ woanyɛ biribi biara a yɛbɛtu next 4 years sɛ wate aseɛ nti try sɛ wobɛyɛ accomplish sɛ okay metu corruption no ase kakra yɛnim sɛ I mean sɛ wontumi ntu ase a ɛne yɛ no legal na obiara yɛhu sɛ okay aban nya contract a yɛwɔ this percentage a yɛde ma government officials na me so mekɔyɛ document bi wɔ government office a mehu sɛ brown envelope no ɛyɛ 10% anaa 5% bi na ɛsɛ metua ɛde ma that worker no ne yɛhu sɛ wogye tax wɔ ɛyi no koraa no a na yɛhu sɛ ade no asɛe a na asɛe
Yeah, legalize the bribery now. You say, okay, yeah, Jebra.
aha ɔho ba wommɛ tu mfuturo sɛ okay yɛtu aseɛ but no ade no deɛ sɛ sɛ wobaeɛ no sɛ ɛno na wobɛyɛ a yɛ sɔpɔto sɛ mu baako a na mmienu yɛ den atum sɛ wate aseɛ hwɛ asɔre a ɔmo kaa sɛ ɔmo sii ɛyɛ mefa no sɛ aban sika ɛna donation na monyaeɛ but at the end of the day no like construction guys bɛka sɛ occupational hazard oshafoɔ bɛka sɛ amena na ɔmo ato hɔ no ɛyɛ sɛ ɔmo kata so obi bɛtumi akotom right eti saa sika no a mogye yɛ no nyinaa no at the end of the day no ɛsɛ sɛ motumi kyerɛ sɛ ade wei na yɛde kɔyɛ because wontumi nka sɛ watu manhole a ɛkɔste the most expensive manhole a ɛwɔ wiase ɛne cathedral side hɔ no eti sɛ yɛhu sɛ sika no ɛfa obi nsa to ne ayi na watwe nipa n'aso a woyɛ ade foforɔ no a ghanafoɔ yɛde yɛyam yɛbɛ support o but wɔntumi anyɛ ho hwee deɛ a ɛne sɛbisɛbi sɛ wo so wonyɛ deɛ ɛneɛ monyɛ ne law sɛ bribery and corruption no ɛyɛ official in ghana na memfa no sɛ diaspora foɔ no ɔmo ba abɛboan a ɔmo ahu sɛ okay before wobɛnya government contract anaasɛ wobɛyɛ biribiara no ɛyɛ sɛ wotua this percentage ɛde ma wei ne yɛhu ɛno no yɛmblemu obiara sɛ sɛbio yɛadi aban sika anaasɛ yɛnim sɛ ɛno no deɛ ɛyɛ wɔ hɔ sɛ wokɔ nsa ɛkɔ ahemfie nsa ɛma fie sɛ wate aseɛ na yɛ sɛ wontumi nyɛ ho hwee deɛ a ɛneɛ menka sɛ wokɔkye ɔmo ato anaasɛ wobɛyɛ ho bi
Anyway, also a bit my BB, you know. What the kind abo. Before I be a better us, Nanaya, you're welcome. How was your week?
Kwame, week maybe.
okay I'm ciao
Yeah. Prepare for Christmas. Need to take a break, Accra. Temenga Kwame.
Meton Kappa.
Okay, nice.
It's Asamna Akusini yet 12 last week in now.
Oh, okay.
And I think we ended on number 13. Now, this week, and I say, John Mama for me, the oral team. Nipa 5. It's, you know, I think Honorable Samuel Kuja to a black one, a chairman. Mr. Daniel Domlevo, and a member, former Auditor General, and a COP retired Nathaniel Kofi Wachi, a member, Mr. Martin Pegu, lawyer, honestly a member, and Mr. Raymond Archer, journalist, and a member. Now, Omojuman said, what they are going to do is to just collect information. Almost gather all the evidence, the information they can get from all around. And they will hand it over to the government institution that has the legal rights to proceed on those cases. We're starting number 13. What's in the group? What do you have to say about this?
Kwame, sir, Asempa, sir, Abambia, na one Bogana, one Japadi, and just one Dogana man. And we're just a continuation of government. The government of Ghana exists. Just a different administration. I'll be taking over. Right? So, in principle, as far as you are following the laws of Ghana, I mean, say Ghana Mbarachi say, "Wow, before Ghana, you know, Mbarani Wundi."
Anyway,
There's nothing will be new here or wrong here. All that matters is getting the evidence and enforcing. And Mbarana in the shot one. So be said you, me say your mama be shame Mbarafu for me. And that, hey, Mbara, I Ghana. That's a band be adi ejuma. On the amateur one. It be one no the priority ni say some Mbara no the be ejuma to be show evidence no. Na the uncle for can so no could be or with the evidence now come on na the SA ban ya na why. Any responsible government be answer na so ye. And then the ɛnyɛ biribi a sɛbi o ayɛ sɛ woyɛ papa anaasɛ woyɛ bɔne ɛyɛ ɛka amammuo nhyehyɛ no sɛ aban biribi agyapadeɛ bi obi de ne nsa fa aban no nyɛ mmara kwan so na sɛbi nyansa nnim na it doesn't look well with your moral ne your conscience a mmara no ma kwan ma ɔyɛ saa nneɛma no nti I think sɛ I mean nobody should be worried about it. I mean,
but listening to commentary, me take commentary throughout the week. You know. Most of the skeptics are saying, say, sadly, you try from at least 79. I mean, Rollins there. Well, yeah, man, no more crowd coming down after about 10 years now. If you don't know, I crowd them crowd for before the year, cry see answer man. Say, who for say buy or the be a court almost 8 years in me. Court 8 years. Still training number. It's a focus. Why do you even put energy into this? Why is our name say economy no? Why do you? Because what do you say about that?
Kwame, so USA uvise wa huyasi nyina wanyira umade bi anaja wanya abutra na wahwe ne yie.
Say the okraman ho be po na jama ho.
So USA you for more excitement and I miss well me de minim Ghana ba kwase me de nema bi wo a se be me fa me komande achi bibire me nim se da Ghana tie and I say na yete ye kan ye sa na isumantie ye me share nyini bi asa but my kind me a political science student I know a lot about Ghana political regimes and what has happened and what has not happened and how they try to solve problems. The same old approach because mama be maintain be before be asa. So how can you expect me say me given what I know that you do the same thing over and over and expect a different result? So mama is not unique president be different from what the other president mean. If your mom might even have stronger hand than Mahama. But what happened? Tell now okay, Kalabuli, one or more Mushan, be on the Omania Mifi Kalabuli. Omu their role is the young for Ghana pa sabi Ghana Kalabuli answer sana corruption as an sky wabepim Sambria.
She say West change 70%.
You know sometimes and I'm Adibo Unima. We can forgive you, but when Ghana back for some pa, no one send you soon a bind here. Now they catch him say this same old approach will solve something. Make us say, well, I'll give you the benefit that surprised me. Somebody might be different from another person on the amateur and now time and seasons might be different. Maybe this season is a different season. Surprise me. I want that surprise. I'm eagerly looking for it because my Hisha and Bada on the amateur. You one or two be of course. Because you have progress, right? At least a bambi to me to be the no team member, the no court. But it will be your success rate in a sign. The nipa 100 and afar there now. Yet me a success as actually a be 10 penny yet me either. Again, with your mako. Into ama even no crown and my bone to a young still. So on the amateur. The second thing, then say, Kwame, when me to ye feel said they be an young camo being covered for me and Sunday I be wasted time of any panel. Sani a person econo. And I say, me no yen su say, yen say sika, nyambo the system, nyambo a cashless society. Will be about transfer could be this Kibian, it's a bit more tracking easily. Yet me a prevent this animal, and the NSF. Many dear said, the uncle for which I'm not them for 2 seller, I will not be satisfied because you see can never you, Kwame. Ye running near Massin and near my tea. Obetching it now to sell about that sell other 5, 8, 4 years. So you are in a man of political pardon. Kwame, you know, young one, no.
That's true.
You can't remember. Back. So they didn't or down and then it was the system, your punishment, and your punishment in you. Me know ya can sika no ye pese saving ye de bibi boa amansan. Sika no so ye kɔ. Okay, actually na kɔ to gin sawam. Okay, yeah, ni agye yeah. Kwame, obi be kan to what end? No kura be mo bi asesa kura man ke be bobi no kura nka meka se be fa ne sa. But Kwame, me be minim the what I know and what I know there. I don't get excited about anything, but
Can you say, are you a little skeptical about the success, not the whole thing, but the success of this endeavor? John Mama Pese Utiki.
yeah, for me, I don't have too much expectation, but that's why I want to be surprised. Not because the abandon they don't mean well. They mean well. Minimum man pay ni bi asabe on do Ghana or the whole Ghana around so I can pay that be man pay. Not just what don't mind because just to even do that and yeah at the ketwa. In doing the can James and me I'm a dog Ghana mine sing and I'm a Ghana ye sing or no your mama now no politician now I call ram. Akɔpɛ tumi a yɛatɔ aba ma no ɔno nso dɔ Ghana man nti ɔde adwempa na ɛyɛ ba yɛn na yɛti kuromɔfo yɛbɛboa nipa no ama na yɛade pa no ama yɛbɛwie no na saa nyaatwomfoɔ wei bɛsɛ akɔkɔpa kyɛw ɛkɔpɔ mampanyin kyɛw ahemfo ne sɛda na mabɛka kyɛw ahemfo ne asɔfoɔ wei no mu no Kwame ɔmo ama the rule of law anyɛ adwuma sɛ na kuroma asɛm to a mmara yɛ adwuma na odi pɛpɛɛpɛ no ne yɛbɛyɛ gyantoa na saa nkurɔfoɔ bɛsan fa akyi akɔpa kyɛw a sɛbi wɔ nipa o obi aba bepa ocho na if you are doing the right thing maybe tell me no an yakwa me obebu echi obebu ani you giving so on say na yet no ye suban ne te no ye suban we intimidate say this time no betie you for no omoka tan say masa ma ohini bia na osofo bia mba me keka nsem de bia ncho ma mra no nya adwuma ne nyina ne yehu hye mra ase ne ntimi mboa ye man na she man yet say their first settle dia na anu ya asemi omeba be ma dwantoa na ohini bia tam ne ntema no aba obepa chama ni nipa bi edi bone ye side say bu my man ye
Yeah, club cash and you say and support influence but I think say your system now because traditional corruption we've legalized it. It's our way of life.
Kwame, until sometimes I pity for Mampe uniform because they mean well. Or Mampe ni bien wa about he means bad. But yeah, young way, your system way. You bet crepon is here. A baby tell me no Mampe ni be go a bio or he be an also for me. Doka ko papa chop papa be cast empty. About the can for accident, but Mampe cannot be everywhere responding to everything on your amateur. And then they create bad impression, bad name for the person, and they start undermining the person. But in some of what catch and say, auntie, na di parents or man pin so sabi you name you guna adwuma or dwene ho no. And yes, I have some no wabinya time about respond.
Man, Mama Bum Kakao, and I'm really for this, but the Mama Bum Kakao want to say, or more collect information in our Manukakoma, our old systems, yeah. I'm going to be fighting the systems. The system themselves cannot. Man, you use since 79 to now. Oh, going to be information here. The common one. How are they going to go? They are going to take forever. Like we say, opening is still in court. Why are you saying?
Kwame, yeah, somebody there. I am not an American. Doing the same thing, I respect different results there. But yeah, like I said, I want to be surprised. I don't have expectations about anything because there's no basis for me to have that expectation. Nothing has changed with our system. We continue to operate this old system, and like I said, in some man will complain by the next 4 years. When I met here, next 4 years, the next 8 years, when I met here, we'll come back and we'll talk about the same thing. And sometimes I'm like, are we really interested in solving the problem? Special prosecutor Kwame, or by me supporting special prosecutor power because I'm quite the same way. Say Obi could be born in here, the corner. What could you not say? I stand by. You stand by who? Sabi. Yeah, Jimmy for the bit your taxes. No beat baby, no messy up.
Of your main house,
Are we that stupid? Sabi, you need me answer. And because of that, I supported special prosecutor because you be a court and near politicize, near you say just to take away that and to make people feel say. Yeah, the Jumasha was you have to be responsible. Government is public service. And even if in the public service, it is not an opportunity for you to fleece all of us like that.
Yeah.
Say it's anti Amba near Jano, sir. Then I think so. We'll be certain as a wrong priest. And into the Sabi, Obi school no near Jumaya, he face a politics is the part for him. And politics the family. They said that why would you maybe away than India, Siciano, maybe who feel so, Sicilia, maybe I may do a Brabumuna. I don't really need anything. So I time now to hook him now with the server mine because you are almost there. Oh, the mature. But yes, the idea. I say, oh, honey, go for the lunch of my career. At the poem, BBR. Because of that, I support a special prosecutor. Kwame, me know because a special prosecutor, because cases a warning the office, almost 100 and something. Success rate under 1%.
Say I am Kanuma. First one do Ujaya cross on your view. Second one to say I am Kanuma. It's
Sometimes I don't know system. Me feel say we have to change the whole system.
Who said
Now,
this?
electronically,
Ghana, if you try to fight corruption, corruption fights back, and it fights back stronger. It's I don't know. Say maybe with the expectation.
Any more legalizing it?
Legalization of the yet to be legalized, but because expectation of Mahama and with this overwhelming victory, maybe this is the time that there might be a paradigm shift on how we govern.
Kwame, me name say who Rollins are. Tama Rollins here in Yamano. Let the blood flow. I don't know if someone you support or not. What they are.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole Ghana. You gotta boast about the whole country, all the youth.
Support Rollins now. Pa Kalabule Nation. You thought that would have just changed. So generation yana when you be right? So generation ya omwana and the do na be. So you ask yourself, since they are moving, how many no, I'm pretty my mind. Anyway, the young mumpa said information people voluntarily bring it because media members in trying to so obi yard now so I you will never get me to come and support that because the yawa and yaw de inti ade obi yard there me metna but so why young kwana your evidence near way now why not sabi you nyina ya anya ne saa even omom ba ba mu they will not be cautious on na mecho no nti no yesi nyina ye ne yesa ho yare we be ka yesa ho yare nyina yesa ho yare the government of Ghana should do all of us right by doing the right thing for us nti no it doesn't matter whether it's government A government B any government do biano that responsibility has to be on them nti Kwame the American no but media I always continue to have hope the fact here and one succeed be and be or no succeed or be critique there will always be a first the last straw that breaks the camel's back, right? You will probably be that one leader that will eventually.
Okay, let's hope this is the last straw.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Number 14 also institute the government policy banning political appointees from purchasing state assets. That was a major problem. Me, as far as I can remember, was when Rawlings was leaving office back in those days. We shared papers, and that time I was a very, very young kid. And papers and we get access to reading a Daily Graphic, any PMP. And it was just full of stories of how ministers have robbed the country. Fast forward, Kofoso Baya Oko is the same story. This one, because Okujato actually, I don't know, Sena got like a lot of time on Good Morning Ghana and so many Kusi Sen and all the time just telling us what is going on. Look as if said government appointees, ministers buying government lands and bungalows and first and then so Okakra using with Jumam area or retire and answer a buying gua. They give you the chance to buy it at some ridiculous prices. I think this government, okay, it's not going to allow that after this. We are buying Juma now, we use our buying car. Time no soon na oh car, the packet car and your car. Yeah, Toma. But I think say Mahama is also taking a page out of that book. Say, you know what? None of his appointees is going to be allowed to be purchasing. I think this came up when the Branda Champon and the Saint Hotel issues in the buy. It's when he started talking about say, oh, now by assets. Is it monumental? And I said, hopefully, said this is just going to be a drop in the cup. I'm starting free club, so club.
Okay. Since any of our kind, really I don't go that way. Okay, because Brian Champon, IAB, Rock City, you need okay. Who did so why say why we government appointee? Which me can say, okay, hotel no, yeah, boka. I will name say government need make it secret by the end of the day, also on monton, and you know that kind because report nature say, yeah, boka dia. Why say, say abandon yet me can say, why say adia ye boka wo ho no nipa na oda no say ono na eto it doesn't make sense so what I say it can say the first purchase no kwa na nipa ni din ba ye no kwa no e so nka mo tinu tu so what I say but at the end of the day I can say because of our political affiliation bi any report no ba bonte na wo da no say okay hotel boka no Wususu na wasen yakoto sa hotel, which means na wo mboka. So there was something wrong somewhere. And then you who you see wo obi akwa e ho na okoda. So why so abani ye bibi no na abani dey mboka but say na o take over na dey o mboka. Enti so o tokra na say it me punish wo ho.
Okay, I know. We know Rock City there on one see. Me ka say once an Senate for hotels be name. They are not professor.
O say aban bibia no ho. Enka wa wo ya aban adwuma no de. Enka hu hia kra say bio omo bo auction kra na say anasa wo call retirement kra na. There's no aban ne dia. Ana obushani kra no on say said you abroach in so yeah ignore grocery store and I say yeah sometimes say obi ba beto ade wo ho na or your family member krana omo ma wo close to that person no on check it any kind out because omo nim say obi try den obi kunu bi wo and why saying you should that kind of system me say why ya ban adwuma da and I say like and normal ecosystem no unni ho kwan se obeka se okay ma issue entino me talk ana oman ni nyina dia me kai se time I Ghana right se oko police station na se bio okoye complain se ebia obi afa waade nti okoye arrester ombeka cho se kope taxi ana se bibisa but meanwhile no na aban car just the police police inspector. Meanwhile, no, a car, then finds a book or mining, and a crana, and I say cruna police inspector, no, also no. But you're so or by Juma near the Naba or Pon near the Nako, but okay, complaint to almost a taxi bra. I think say education now, men say I buy my car, and I saw or my baby say, I'm fine here, Jumana. Education no normal be bro high and tiase enti again so because of your police panyin nti enti ma ebia oman no anasa aban na den amano sai no mano but say schools anasa sorry na e che uhu police car anasa uhu bibi say na ya aban ne dia ontimi nka say or call retirement nti enton mano anasa ne personal car but because education no yenni ani nimdie na yenni se enye or your service there ka ho so obehia but or retire there and ka ho no that kind of that connection no na ebia yen timamufo no ebinum ho ha yen tiase enti politicians no take advantage of and also omo ye aban adwuma no omo take advantage of no omo ka say okay sadia ne my ye talk and I say me na me use obi anu se krom ha me na me use sa be no nti no me talk but more education on that there. I think that's our normal na ɛyɛ wɔn mo ka sɛ ɛyɛ me deɛ mɛɛfa anaasɛ mɛɛkɔtɔ no ɛbɛtumi abra ase. To me ne deɛ yɛnyɛ more education on those aspects no ɛbɛ prevent that nneɛma no na aban nneɛma na wɔn ka sɛ wɔn tɔn ne yɛyi no because yɛnte nneɛma bi ase ne nti no wɔn de tu dwa a wɔn a na ɛbɛsɛn akɔtɔ ade no because me no maybe a me nim mfaso a menya wɔ ho ɔno na ayi su ɔno na enim but wɔn ba abɔnten na nka weekends asɔre anaasɛ schools na mo ma nkyerɛkyerɛ a nneɛma bebree wɔ hɔ a because yɛnte ase ne nti no yɛma aban no fa ne ho di ɛne wɔn a wɔyɛ adwuma ma aban no take advantage of us nti to me, I think say more education should go on how to use government property and I say using government assets. No, we are who in there, no, and editing and make it those changes. You know, other than that, there, everything qua, everything rana still on be like Oshem running no panent asia, obe boom rana so. But what me ase, what them rano, no what me ase, now be radio stations, now come one sema. Na meyɛ no political ayi bi a I think sɛ nneɛma bebree wɔ hɔ a nipa no koraa ɛmma n'adwene sɛ ɔkɔ akɔyɛ first buyer anaasɛ biribi saa I think sɛ that will help.
Yeah, Kwame. Policy that I think that's a very good step. First step. I check out of it. Right? And you know, so I didn't here. I mean, and over Oceania, we said to the Biomoya and the public open, but when you said Ghana for they don't have an appetite and that's more Abu Toyama about Sanyamano it's not they are not considerate about it, you know. You may be sano, some more advertise, yeah. I say we kasa ho more, a man could be 9 at more. Na Sabio at that point, probably not more than your politician, not ya. Now at that point, no time or more, people can give you a certain benefit of the doubt, right? But I think if I said net on want you a war, some psyche bimu, and now even you advertiser crown or daily graphica, because people are not following the issue, you know, it's sometimes like they might have followed the process, all right, but then even if they follow the rules and the law, if it comes out now, the people don't still feel happy about the process. What does that tell you?
So by the time on the advertiser person, they already know who's buying.
Aha. So what that tells you is it's not just following the legal process. You can follow a legal process of something, but some conformity does not have belief in the way now. You lose that legitimacy and now say acceptance of the people. But I mean, I don't know what is the best. Is it a policy and as because policy there or charge
can this pass as a law? Because ultimately law we in free. And is it possible say wouldn't you be trampling on people's rights by saying the facts of your government he's excluded?
Yes, but I think there can be a way around now. You can still buy, but maybe the whole process will be much more scrutinized. Maradi say will prevent Ghana need DNA opener. Anybody can, but it can be a process. As a politician, not twice. It can be more scrutinized, and then maybe an independent person can evaluate and say this at fair market value. The Ankabe Twama. Sabi obi on your politician, whatever price, you know, that's it, like just being fair on the amateur. There can always be a process, and then you follow through that rigorous, strict process. And if you come out of that process, then and now say maybe we can pass a law. Say the People's Parliament must be involved to debate or vet on the amateur. Something that creates some consensus across. Then the Mawa people know say genuinely, you know. You really deserve say at the end of the month to be able to enhance and as a board upon it. But and it's because winner takes all, you know. Sometimes it's very, very or the same excludes the other side, no one from knowing what is going on. you know, I don't think say a law pass a law preventing Ghana ni say you ton ade Ghana ni bia qualify now they won't qualify and then the immediately should be the quarter be hard. But you meet me and say a certain class of people are more privileged information, a privilege, you know, or more process, you know, and now the scrutiny around or more involvement will be higher.
It feels immoral, but I
Yeah.
don't say it's illegal. So, okay. Anyway, also allocate seed money for the establishment of Women's Development Bank, and also so that I don't know. It sounds very good today to my ears, but that would be excluding about half of the country. So, there's a bank just for women, and I say I think I need more explanation as far as
Kwame, I think say my understanding of no say and Kobe say your commercial bank, you so many other banks, your Maslow, you all these other banks. I don't know first kind of mom follow mo risk process, no mom for massa women. I think say the key thing is when the women go out, so I don't think say they are going to follow straight banking risk.
right.
It looks like the flexibility around when will be much less than the street banking where they are looking at your credit score and all that kind of thing.
But like once again, can you just do it? What I heard somebody explain is an explanation somebody gave on a one of these shows was said it's just by women and just for women.
Especially I'm minimum job market. And I'm told so when they go to the bank, because of the rigorous requirement of the banks, you know, sometimes they don't qualify for these facilities.
I mean, it's beautiful, but it's illegal. Like go to be found to cancel. Like you cannot just build a bank without taxpayers' money exclusively just for women.
Kwame, I don't know if it is a government, a parliament, not parliament, I previously establish a bank or not, or Mudisika Mana, Afulumrana, what they call bank, say affirmative government sometimes create affirmative actions to help some group of people. Maybe as our democracy develops, I don't know, somebody can question the basis of racial discrimination, gender. Who say you do all papa say on your So, I mean, if nobody takes it to court, why not? I mean, but I doubt somebody will take it to court.
Yeah, number 16. Club. No, Women's Development Bank. You know,
I think it's a bad idea, right? I mean, the concept is really good, but so over discrimination towards a member and I say you to know nipa on your bar, not just a ultimate bank or then what are you telling? What message are you saying? Say obiso bana also can say okay, me baby bank yama youth. Now obi asabi Ghana de cry so obi a youth, president cry so youth. So also Bana also can say, okay, I'm opening a bank for a specific people. They will be racist. So what I say, I think the say I say also your agricultural development bank. And then you can phone kwan or mudi or musika at all. So what I say, if you're dealing that's okay, say be a women's idea, then that is fine. But say, oh yeah, specifically for a media, and only I think it will be between challenging that one no in the court of law. No say, I say, oh yeah, nobody is above the law. And the other thing, oh yeah, law for specific people. Oh, you know, Ghana for, and to can say, Makubi bank just for Pentecost, and I say, and come for, and I say, no. But ABS a dinkeke and omu use there, that makes sense. But say, okay, say for specific people there, then that is too far. Or we beat me a challenge in the court of law.
Yeah, I think we need more explanation as to how this bank is going to work. Is that Bishop?
Yeah, Bishop, no.
Bishop, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to
Me chairman, me chair,
Yeah, Joseph.
Bishop, we the Albert so and there were a couple of topics, but last week they started social contractor, Mama. And that to Ghana for him said the first 120 days, so only we go through. Yakuma Yababe drew number 15. I know who I said na yakasisia No, say so be women's development bank. We don't have too much information about it, but I don't know Bobo. Minimum Sawati now be Kafawa.
Yeah, madam CBM so. Make sure what you for no be your phone. I think so Mate, but to say the okano without in-depth information as a and I'm acquired in kakra. Na topic a movie answer na mo kan we na me pese me ka ho kakra bi say how na me meeting the mark chire keto bi a. Yeah. So na me pese me ka say say you be making sure say be we are ban adwuma na say ba say ye ton aban japadeɛ koraa na any kwan so but because in the first place no we a public figure that gives you an advantage uninim nkrɔfoɔ you have connection that's another come here say ebetumi aboa ma adeɛ bi a ɛmfata biara no atumi akɔ so na yɛnua me nua baako ma example bi about say baabi wɔ hɔ koraa okɔ grocery store anaasɛ woyɛ adwuma wɔ company bi na sɛ ohun nipa ba hɔ a yɛmpɛ sɛ wobɛsɛvo no these are some of the measures I think say the west ɛyɛ ne kama sɛ nim sɛ nipa su sɛ de si tie nti no yɛmma opportunity ɛma wotumi nyɛ area meyɛ adwuma sometimes be old computers ne my friend is IT equipment. A doom pempenso my friend say ne yin sheden here be ma what we do is as a federal you make sure say we don't sell it. We'll consult schools. So schools are what area mu say yeah schools are be a government other government agencies. Yes, so student we na say yenye obi amfa then we'll go to NGOs charitable organizations and I say be a group be a two ho si ho a omo boaboa community no aye omo ankasa resources nti so we nyina we a ansa na bi a se bi kana say ye be auction they put it out and enough advertisement is made and so be a unima and so be a hono there you're out and and anybody from the public can buy a idea you mo be a fair share and the auction is publicized and in here there auctioneer be no abe ujina ho then you guys sometimes you bid online and sometimes see yen sa me fe say ebeboa especially yen holiday see yen say so wa ban mu nko ade a untimi nto aban agapade bia wo de ompa jaya ban adwuma koye private edu ho aba beto as simple as that because you cannot have the two and then na me pese me chip in to say the na ya edi kan na o kan sa because we know yeah it was a hu bibi because knowing say the Ghana for titu yetie no ade bia enye mra obey kase discretion no say obia discretion no will lead to the advantage or to say okay because me am that na say me so me Ghana yes we Ghana but position our no emma advantages and as emma you spring ahead of everybody else. And that's not what we want for our country. Also be a level playground said the beya nyina no yebetimi arich obia potential say obon home modern so mon home main say sa ban japade ye ton na Kwame despite ekoto I don't have a problem with it. I absolutely do not have a problem with. I'm the man one city crowd many home problem. But obi our baimu and our parliament, our information. Ɛwɔ ho de wotɔ ne sɛ deɛ nkora me feel sɛ me wɔ problem ɛwɔ ho because yɛyɛ ne sɛ ɛbɛdu time bi no ebiara ne sɛ ɔhyɛne a ɛtumi ɔhyɛn cars na ɔsan de bi ɛto so sɛ yɛtɔɔ na aka baako mede ato so. I mean, where in this world would you say this? Where in this world? But Okota Parliament, Eko Kayama, a Public Accounts Committee, I mean, where in this world would you even say this? Say, car no bianto, car bianto, what you are driving from voter region to western region. I mean, car nanti, better no binto. Oh, it's a ma, a whole choir. Abema, Abaimu Penifo would always take advantage because there are a lot of companies that divestiture and implementation committee and almost up to date. There are no receipts. Nobody knows who bought it, how much was paid, and all that. First, I know the marketing because I am running discretion there. Any enquiry. And then I'm pessimist.
Okay, quickly. Now, yeah, Ejuma also line the following project. Ejuma PAP program, national. I know they are naming who say there be apprenticeship programs. I think up to now, but there's something like that going on in this regime. Until I know I'll let it pass. Let's move on to our next topic. Now, so next week. Ghana's transition team. Now we're going through another transition. You're free Akufo-Addo's government to John Mahama's government. And any time you go through transition, problems arises. Government now, although say he is the government, he or she, it is the government that is in power now. Although say warring election, you have no power right now. But any decision that is going, government notice to see and take care, it affect the government coming on. I mean, every government that have moved have done something that affected the government that is coming in. Transition team, no, the same be about some contracts, employment, with huge consequences. Well, they are assuming they're going to give them huge consequences to the wage bill of the country and contracts. And as a contract, they said the government is not going to stick out around too long enough to be paying those contracts. And I said, for the contract to be managed by them, no. So hold on now. Government government ought to say until the 6th of January next year, they are still the government, and they're just going to do government work. You cannot stop them from doing that. And legally, they are right. And at the China moment should be about transition team. I said, the new government, incoming government, on money, outgoing government, at Maso. Meaning, Nanaya, let's start here through. So, what you are saying and what do you think about it?
Yeah, Kwame Otemenka, sorry. Kwame, I have crossed ABSU, Trump, the budget here, I'm sure, almost them funding and the BSR, almost money to. I'm sure you have to shut down because of some of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes how they want to, put it in place with some other, they tie some other things into it. So I'll be approved. That's the politics of governance. And but I think that they both have to sit down and try and make sense of what makes sense. Kwame, send the kind of no major budget implications are. I think that it's just fair say Obama other abandon and then if they agree, I mean you compromised because Omoba they will be responsible for it on their mature. Maybe Diana am bratching I say Mbra. Go I am branch so sabi. If I say be on their mature. Kasa na yakasi yo nyema nyina ho kwan so nyina nyina na eden. Time.
I mean, as well can Demlovo on my mind. I think on 30th of December, Anna Mama be free so and appointing as auditor general. And when Kufo was, I think a day or 2 days before I'll be free so and or sign non-friendly new system and the baby to government employees. On for a single spine, which took the wage bill from I think 3 billion or so 3 billion Ghana cedis to about 7 billion Ghana cedis. Now the incoming government never been inherited. I think most for a very long time. I thought it was very unfair. Yeah, I'm a way so I say so the next coming there after Mama government, whoever is going to come is also going to have a problem with people passing last minute. I dare say Shahum ran. I say still we should just go by discretion. Bishop.
Yo, me that's it. Me first say, Ushe Ghana for you sua. Me first say was here number because one say one may draw constitution no na sabi omofo say yebenya empanimfo ebedi yenima ebia oman no ho do anase ombe yusu etumi ede ama omo no ewo akwanforo bebre so abeboa Ghana for rather than just being vindictive or even their parochial interest. Because say at this moment I'm just using this transition as a case study. I mean, can say the other ones didn't do same and answer the yet. I'm me give me useful way. Say wouldn't say at the moment we are under IMF. We've gone through DDEP. We need money to pay a lot. Just say right now, energy crisis is looming. So, yeah, it is also na usadel abina all bano with some I think the conversation I met to cry say, what do you say? Bibi ni kura me yenhum ne nyina yen jojo ne yenhwe say ebeboa or mine and I am more mine. So, and then some of the recruitments and appointments you can want me in 17 days. In 17 days or so, or less than that, the government will transition into another government. Sa nipa they've not worked, probably, who knows? Say 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I mean, 3 weeks. Can't we hold off for 3 weeks? Sa bainaba, that's all udim say a year say we see a friendly part those areas. They will do it. I think say it will say that abaya ofri so any abaya or bekasa say okay, you try say you share any ade you share it be an fire service. You first say nipa no will firm the door. It ya yen share ya pesi a fire service. And this is the programs as you share a pesi yeni aketua yesu say ebeba be this is what now would the way in our two manim now almost so transfer okay yeah, but you inherited this much debt. Now say yes, our recruitment way are we gonna be able to pay or not? Because me I think that there was a letter circulating or something for Trono 2016. Say ebeya kaban biya ube frisua 5 months to ube transit out no. A new kwan say ofa nipa foforo biya ewo aban adwumam a ede ka ela beto o mind so say hu hia pa di hu komo kira aban a oba no so obefa no wafa wamfa na say eho kotos ni a ende ono na ban so ba say obefa nipa na wode wonom ahye aban no kutupa say chinchina I was say utuo muka ana say because almost started training cry aban no be opo betu akese scan ho then no akọ adwen ti me feel say I was say na knowing Ghana for there I was say na
Yeah, come maybe a bit me in such a way, sir. Bibi you bit me a significant expenditure. No, a significant expenditure. Maybe you have found to say you have to define what is significant, a certain percentage of maybe revenue or something, and then take it to Parliament. So, now can it be a 5 months window? No, any 5 month window, significant expenditure be a significant. At least Parliament, 2/3 of Parliament will have to agree say reasonable. Mine. So, if 2/3 say agree, the incoming government will not come and play mischief about it anymore. Then we can have consensus like that. We reasonable now the court 2/3 one. I don't think so majority. So on the I think some rule like that. So they avoid it. So now if I can be a 5 months to election and I say for any BBA major piano, even if it is within a buying the budget there approve now. Now say implementation will happen in the next government on the then it should be taken to Parliament for that 2/3 to say so we think that this is reasonable. And then if you say that's my suggestion based on the offer.
Yeah, me de kitu ebi kan hon. I think say the nana ya can it makes sense because some of these recruitments no time I was on report for training and screening and all these other will happen in the next government. So enti setasa adena to say then can ya can you find Parliament when Parliament approves it becomes law we sign it then nobody can but say last minute near person this shema I won't say abino our mandate until 6th of January but also I will say abino year is such that transition will be smooth because we are your mind Ghana and politics baby by any abino way Ghana so it's the idea about Ghana for no. I won't say Ghana for the form there. Now at this crucial timing, you bet me after Ghana for a Tiomuka. Sesanity Jama Baya or Yamrato, ne Jama Baya Oban. No man for Bano and for my Ghana for any bedi.
And yet, ni packet was so. I mean, they are in their thousands. Clap.
Okay. So we are so home. The nipa bone ena wudi sema enka million mark no enka ye. But on say I say we gambling no, right? 5 months you don't know say una over stay and now say another government never in. It is technically say you make it cap say if any contract be a more than there this X amount election season say mo hold you on for that time until the election is over. So below that yes you bet me I say because you are still working until so we at you come here we do 2 weeks after say we no matter what okay so you are still working and the people of Ghana are still paying you. Say I cut 2 weeks grand and after 3 weeks grand I didn't know, you know, a more career, you have to do it. And then they won't make us say, oh, call for 3 weeks. Ah, you but the amount to be truthful. Yeah, the amount.
2 weeks, you don't start a brand new project. Who say it's going to last like a couple of months. That's not when you start.
ɛno no yɛ ma wo nyɛ sɛ wo sɛ ɛno na meka sɛ wode 2 weeks no tum a ade no a woyɛ no new project bi a ɛbɛba biara no ɔmo hodi until the next team no anaasɛ sɛ ebi koraa no a obi nipa foforɔ anaasɛ obi koraa no a ɔwɔ adwuma mu hɔ no wotumi kyerɛ no sɛ wate aseɛ nti yɛduru election season a just beginning of January no a yɛnim sɛ 2028 ɛyɛ election no which means that 2027 ending of 2027 no and I ever start then I saw normal no so what you say anything I ever mention say me the x amount there towards a $1 million project anything above that you have to wait after election so what you say then you enquire say about for a back and I say because I gambling and normal way a cost no not buying a tissue no and means a be free so because no need say or twice right if you ain't mean blaming say if you are funny part and also on funny part a gambling or yeah you could win or lose so what I say by run to be a year before say okay a do election season a juma a bit like ever book card degree no when train after election no then you make that decision no I think that would be the best solution than say 5 months because our 5 months you know say the years are normal way in our crown at the end of the day you know Ebiana omo to me in that service you know that amount of people now yeah can yes you need those people to work to send bishop was do saying bishop time you know also say fire service you still need those people to work on that project and I say the open say o lucky service no enti say offend punish mu a ono na adwin no onim say obi obi free aban no mu oh ɛna sɛ ɔka sɛ ɔfa nipa sɛsi aso so a then aban no ɔfiri so no wayɛ aborɔ because yɛsu sɛ yɛpɛ adwuma right into all these years no 3 years no wɔntumi amfa yɛn ba after 3 weeks anaasɛ 1 month no ɛna ɔfa yɛn which means this space no ɛwɔ hɔ dada so wate aseɛ ɛna wanyɛ nti ɛyɛ aborɔ na wodi yɛn anaasɛ like ɔpɛ nkɔsoɔ there's a lot of question mark and say nya abro na wudi en dia and twen na another government ni nya dey emra say eye opepa na ode ma o mine dia why say before no one year ansana this transitioning you know cost na wo beye eti me de manu si ni nyina na say a project bigger a huge amount of money omon twen na enye bia a year before election no na your services are normal and sana because you never know say ebia wa ban na beto aso and also another government neighbor nti big such a big contract no yen twen yen na mra say any election bia no election season bia no that year no yen sign any major project bia yen twen and say emma say wo win ya na say lose ya the best political party na ebeba no onkunya such issues no.
I think Bishop Kasimik, I think you are right. Constitution, and there won't be a use of discretion or leave it to common sense. Say you see I think that we should just forget about that. We should write them into law and force people to do it. Yes, sir. Every time I go transition, yeah, this. We the akaya be 6 minutes. Now, me interest a bit to the way from and then me say Supreme Court sat on the anti-LGBT bill, no so. I think Odoy sat and then some lady be and the court. I heard the court said na ka mo hwe say betimi atwen law na parliament at the buy for say if you can when you are guilty of being LGBTI within the LGBTI you can be punished by jail sentences in way ni they are trying to stop it from going through, but judges and almost say because the president hasn't signed it into law, no, and yeah, they will beat me out until the president has signed it. And that was what Akufo-Addo said he was waiting for. Saying judges, because I could be court, no, judges can watch him, then he will think about signing it or not. And I judge this and say, you know what, it's not passed into law until you can't even oppose it. They can't actually talk about it until he was thrown out of the Supreme Court. Now, the idea, Akufo-Addo has the next 3 weeks to either sign it into law or refuse to sign it. And yes, that's why it has to be you have to the button has to be passed to Muhammad to you know to handle it. And I'm wondering say my man starting Bishop from Memphis start.
Yo, me that's it. Me first say, you know, sometimes I did be a that issue way by. I think say you can want some more baby. Ama yɛn nom kura sɛ bi ne yɛn kɔ law school yɛn hyɛ dɛ nim law ho ayi kura no yɛka sɛ deɛ ɔmampanin aso yɛ yɛde akɔ no it's ntwa yi because ɛmɛyɛ mmara ɛyɛ saa na kyerɛ sɛ you are stopping parliament from working so because mmara no ɛda hɔ pefee sɛ adeɛ no yɛde brɛ ɔmampanin a wowɔ ho kwan sɛ wobɛ reject it. You know, and near my what bill and what church him say, when, me no one yarding, Monco, where you want to my Namon San Famra. I actually days name. Tabe was a duo honina, but yet, on my penny could share actually say because a walk court no. And I don't make us on my penny saw a lawyer. On my trying to want here now, on me a lawyers, they should know this, but you know, yet. They mean why they didn't want to do it, but so one say Omampani Mama there so maybe me tell also be sign and Omampani Akufo-Addo and sign there's any way they done abam you better so no be say but me first say enya die bia na was say you litigate because you are here abeg kakra no parliament sha say so me bibi pe no be the court omo sha say so me adwuma no be the court I mean Nene yakwaya na eba.
And the mole can say at the constitution grass shall no cry. You team the court for say.
You team the court.
Interpretation. The excuse in the say. I said no Supreme Court in on can one say obesan na once. And na me adom say Supreme Court for Oma can be. Omo say asem no cry omo boy good.
Oma bagu. Omo say emeye mra.
It is a say that dana pem so obesan ya say ende o chen ya otimi sa on san so a.
Na say me na me ko die. Se me person be san dia me san die.
I don't think so. Come me more different opinion about assembly. Me feel say come say the bia me catch you say aya wotie chi a wo de ohun e ma ne different you know de ohun enye no mampanyin na sebio amambu no complex enye Ghana for kwa na ubuma ya wo hwe omo maybe diplomatic circles a lot of things go around in the world you know and sembu o ho mampanyin no me gina bedwa mu nka nkyere o se na tie obe fine sebi nyansa kwan bi so no de ayede o de abo asem na to baabi you know, sometimes one thing I need we ask what the other farm no tra say no an say wo hwe mampanyin ni keke so ye na djuma but no there are a lot of things that goes on sometimes diplomatic circles you get a lot of information they know this is governance and Kwame sometimes the timing of when you do something also matters or implications on your mature. At the time, Nana asked me a pigeon. Say, yeah, Kwame, you prepare your prepare send some bad vibes behind my crew. I think say Omampehini at that time was playing catch up or politics to avoid maybe something that they were expecting. So I think say I am a foreigner, so maybe more right.
Edin Komo.
Edin Komo. You know, what's your time? Then I want one answer and to try and then maybe we do doc no. And Kwame Sisiano, even though Ghana form na jitu say as I was say sign. So America dear no no. Kwame, I'm back through a political process. A through court and a court near then. It really answer na eba be abesense na ekon okroma. O nse na de na kwe no. Often time wo pero hu ekoye no political process then more or less woman international relations na other countries are one of the sa na na be normal amom. Who send a certain signal, say who share that partner. But say woman go through corner, say, oh, me court na kana, abembra, in the sea, this one. Now, when you're the same effect too, but also process now fast, you know, or more can have some crown that will be constrained because when Timmy can't say, we court a cast in this our court, on the amateur. So there are these different parts that you can take to achieve the same thing. And if you say one particular part gives you stronger ability to defend your position anywhere in the world. And I honestly, guess, but based on my understanding of what was going on in the political scene, I honestly think that the Omampehini knew, say, someone not said the Supreme Court has to sign it. When he said, he was just buying time.
Yeah, just buying time. I think I agree with you on that. And I think that although Mahama has said he's going to sign, he's also going to play a bit of football with this.
Yeah. Even Mahama, for say, Oba, man, and on one side. Even if Akufo does not, man, and on one side. You should still call a consensus of all stakeholders. One of them, on. Now, on side, yen side, your mind man who say, Sabine be any Yesika. Yen Nejitu we are prepared, say. Ye the young one, ye last minute crown, ye be young crown at that, near a book, ye know by a best idea we are. Ye know, engine to me, young fan as a rallying point, young fan cycling and chrono, young fan united around a common on the amateur.
Now, that bill will cry. Is it necessary? We already have laws.
I said, what I think there will be so different questions. I be an
anyway, clap.
Maybe he saw some people were playing politics with it. It will also play politics because you can't say the Supreme Court saying we're voting right. He was politics.
I still the Supreme Court.
If he say, or no, who decides and go be play at the end of politics, it will also play politics with it. And I baby, but Kwame, baby, do baby, no, at the end of your politics, no more play. What shall so for now? They really mean at the end of Mokano. Ain't you know? What do you mean? Can say that is it necessary? And you know, point if he says necessary or might not get to say they want to go that way, but do they understand the implication? Omampehini, like I said, no, we Omampehini, what things you know a lot more information than I saw for you on the international them no or bompana colonial joint official no. He doesn't know, sir.
Taxes going to
he doesn't know, sir. And yet just say I'm providing for me to even exist as a country Ghana, and I have to have some relation with other countries and play along in certain maybe they don't know that, they don't get that information, they don't get that briefing. So and I also you cannot tell them everything. Until me feel say Akufo the best sign now, made the message say on invite political parties, on invite mpemfo no can't say exactly. Now Mahama also yes, now Mahama also the incoming government, no. So implications mean you don't also want to put that incoming government in effect. Then it's surprise on the amateur. Now they are winning for at this point you have an incoming government with me briefing. because the security apparatus allow you to brief him and tell him everything that you know about diplomatic circles. He might not be aware. Can you not channel? What can you not change? I agree or agree to me still. The what is comfortable so by your manner. Fine, go ahead and sign. So when you're comfortable, feel say maybe more person no aba or take care no if you more. Jamano, no bar or bear sign because I almost sign up me. And you won't never affect my special. Yang na yet to my young man phone. Yang never affect you. You know, so interesting. And if you say young fire, you are not religious leaders be only involved in our form in our but not more I'm paying for me. You know, so me feel say I could for no Mahama. First, I'm paying for no more can be trauma. And your parties and they will come with an very objective mind. Almost oh, now we are talking Ghana on the amateur. And yes, sir, somebody is taking advantage of a political situation to undermine the other person. I mean, believe you say if they do it that way, not still now, or much to Ghana for not Ghana for still, the person we don't mind the consequences. Why not? I need the first self-determination. Yeah, just to say that's what we want to do. We'll go ahead and do it and defend it and be ready to defend it regardless of the consequences. Yeah, consequences. So that will not be fair. We all must be on the same page to accept the consequences. So we'll all be rally around our government, whichever that government is, and support it because and not play ostriches and things. We can just do it and go, and there'll be no consequences. And then the next government comes, and indirectly he's faced with the consequence. Now, so no could do IMF this our World Bank this uncle for woman in our kwame. Omuni ho kwasa akeke. Say what the ones of mind, you know, would they be able to me now for ready. They can pull strength if they want to pull strength on you.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah, but nana
yeah.
Unyi ni say bibisa no kra betumi aboa ama ya share support mu nsuo because me point is say why not take it to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, Bahrain, all those countries. So because movers say yama we are seeing there, and take it to Nigeria where they most populous, and in India those countries and some but see I'm sure that's a debi as you can say ebia dan obia masa medoka na me metua ntia na sabi kwa say we have a family account debi as on mine I was saying your principles be we should not renege on it because once we start following that because then what is next? What you say?
I said we are quite first one. I say very careful now. It means our template. So about going forward. No, we are all on the same page. Many dear, Kwame, almost sign I don't really mind. And family, so now I say necessary. And family, but Ghana for the Omo that's what they want. It is about them. It is not about me. So if they think by signing something and putting it in law and never mind, then I stop here. I don't believe that. So just because we signed that document, we persuade the obey. So the omo year from the no family to about here. So the boy no way, right?
No way, club.
Yeah.
Okay. Of a comment that's on say you even say ehia wa you call sikeni ho akobo bosia emre ope error sesema yet ase say eya IMF into conditions bi ho na okose sa emre na ede but omanpanyin udi hwan so udi Ghana for say ye mpesa adi we okay say we are seeing no obi agia to say obi aware baako ana meboa America ha untimi ware mienu but say Ghana no name say it no worry me by okay ordinance okay make kind of say by law but also with the ordinance no it no worry me so what you say if you no more go yeah over you no more go you come on ya get to say you betimi ayi ayi no you come to say aware onye community kwa na it no worry me na na worry be me na me nsa so what you say it is your international your culture, customs and culture. We cannot move from that. So what I say, and yes, I come the as a legit nobody too because of Ochana, never fear about Bobosia. Yes, say me show me principle in life. Say a normal way there. The value, say me Ghana for say money in there. Yes. So who my football so now by kum ha. Say a normal way. You see, you get to you call kata kobo work up no. Normal bi wɔ sɛ ɔmo nom nsa wɔ hɔ. Okay, ɔmo ma obiara agye to sɛ yes, nsa no deɛ ɔnnom. Etu ọba kurom hɔ na woyɛ nipa a ɔbo a ɛne deɛ ɛyɛ nɔkorɛ ɔntumi ɛnnom nsa biara wɔ baabi a obiara gye to eti sɛ yaba Ghana na yɛsi yɛni ngye saa nneɛma no ho nti yɛnyɛ ne mmara na ɔmo nyɛ na ɔbɛn na ɔda mu deɛ ne mɛmfa ho but ɔsɛ sɛ ɔma saa nkurɔfoɔ no inch a ɔmo de yard bɛyɛ dɛ ɛbɛka ho. Yɛhwɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ US a nneɛma bebree wɔ hɔ a yɛma ɔmo chance no ɛsɛ no asɔ yɛ mmene ade a mempɛ sɛ na ebi a ɔmo bɛyɛ no wɔ me mmaa anim no sɛ menni ho kwan eti yɛhu neɛ nsunsuanso a ɛwɔ kurom ha eti sɛ Ghanafoɔ ani ngye ho a ɛnyɛ bosia na ɔkɔpɛ ne ntim a ɛyɛ sɛ ɔka sɛ okay conditions ne ayi ane ɔkafoɔ nidi yɛdidi ɔkafoɔ nidi bosia kakra na yɛba abɛpɛ ntim a ɔbɛka sɛ yɛngye ntum bi a ɛne deɛ ɛyɛ a sɛbio ɛnyɛ wiase no ɛna o represent Ghanafoɔ yɛsi yɛ culture and yɛ value ni anyway eti ɛno ana yɛpɛ sɛ wontumi na sɛ wonim sɛ wonkɔdi ɔkɔ United Nations ti no ɔmo respect wɔ anaasɛ ɔmo mma ɔbosia anaasɛ ɔmo nyɛ eyi a ɛyɛ Ghanafoɔ na wodi yɛn so policy is for Ghanaians not international body. It is almost ɔmo ne wunni dwa a wiase Indiafoɔ wɔ hɔ ɔmo so ware mmienu ne mmiɛnsa it is wontumi a Indiafoɔ koraa dɔɔso se ɔman foforɔ Chinafoɔ wɔ hɔ Russiafoɔ wɔ hɔ so wate aseɛ it is a particular group bi sɛ ɔmo nte ase a wiase no yɛdɔɔso ntu wobɛtumi akɔ another part of the world na wɔyɛ marketing wɔ hɔ ɛnyɛ sɛ because Western world ni bebia na ɔmo de mmara ne ba na ɔmo apushi okay sɛ woka saa deɛ a ɛne ɔba Ghana so a ɛne yɛbɛka sɛ okay yɛso yɛware bebree ɛno so wobɛyɛ ne dɛn but sɛ aburokyire obi ani hɔ ɔware bebree eti nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ a yes wo represent yɛn sɛ mene Nana Addo deɛ a sisei na aka me 2 weeks pɛ anensan ade no di mbɔne no ma nya agye awie nti wosan a at least yɛbɛtumi abɔ odin aka sɛ okay at least Nana Addo anyɛ hwee koraa no a ɔno na ɛma wei ɛyɛ mmara wɔ yɛ kurom yɛbɛtumi abɔ ne din asalutu no wɔ ho na forget it at least Mahama kan sɛ yɛwɔ short memory ne forgetting nneɛma a wɔayɛ no nyinaa no ne yɛ healing on this bill no nti to me no yɛ ɔnsan but so ɔkɔ back to law ne deɛ a ɔsɛ ɔno no ɔyɛ law nti ɔkɔ back to law ne deɛ a ɛbɛyɛ affect ne deɛ a ɛne ɔntwentwɛn ne nan ase na Mahama ahyɛ yɛn bɔ ne deɛ ɔbaa na ɔno so adi ho dwuma ama yɛn ɛda ase.
All right, that's it. It's here for, I think, say a time of up on by 14 minutes, but Mama will be a few seconds now. Your last words to our viewers and our listeners now. Next Thursday, essentially. Until you start if you cloud with the one out chair, my last words now, fantastic.
Me manisi any nyinaa yɛ me na NDC aba aban mu in 2 weeks time no agenda 13 now they are starting there sɛ wanyɛ ho biribi deɛ a kukurumoti na yɛde ne ba power no ɛno a ɛna Ghana koraa no ɛnyɛ n'ani gye koraa sɛ ɔbɛtena hɔ biem nti sese no sɛ ɛno na ɛyɛ ne focus a yɛ support no 100% at least ɔnyɛ mu 10% ɛma yɛn yakoma beto yɛn because Ghana sika no ɔmo di akyɛ nti ɔpanishin mu baako koraa na ne gidi sɛ ɛnoma bebree bɛyɛ den ɛbɛkɔ yie ɛna last one so a me de yɛ no sɛ Nana Addo sign bill no na Ghana for mu within say at least when our sign here na ɛnoma gu ha na ya bodi mbɔne ni nyina no ɛso nkata na at least ya ka sɛ na nado na ɛyɛ saa de we me da ase
Anaya.
Yeah, media send makano. I'm a mood and Tiaso. The kind of government of Ghana just your Kufuor administration, your Mama administration, you not about the administration. It comes and go, but the government of Ghana remains the government of Ghana. And, government of Ghana has to do right by the people of Ghana. And, if that means a different administration prioritizing certain aspects and doing it right for the people of Ghana, so be it. That is the whole point. It puts all of us in checks. I mean, and then it sets a certain expectations for everybody. Until a minute there, I mean, as far as it is done according to law, and then there's an efficient way to do it, and you can show us, say, yes, there's an efficient way to do it. So be it. And like I say, LGBT, I don't care who signs it. For me, it doesn't really mean anything to me at this point. But Ghana for it means something to them. It's up to them. That's it.
Yo, Mr. Mecca, I say, me feel say if any government is able to reduce corruption levels, me feel say if we do brave Caribbean, and Kayan shed and here say a crack about Ahibia. So because I mean, yeah, I'm for say Ghana phone tax and I say, so the car back up Ghana. That's ultimately 1.4 billion on one car. Hey, that's a lot of money.
It is.
That's a lot of money. I just say, it me business here or move to me pluck loopholes in kakran bia. So obi the contract mo obi were execute pianaka. What the contract mo obi was executing here. You find them. See, a yen is a kakra, me say be do time be no. E be a bedu baby kura en cheda enko bo besia biasa because all the countries are on the contract ma almost making sure so mo yen corruption no e minimal no na afi so e punishable no. Me feel say so mo yen sa dia e be going forward no Ghana e be di eno ana me de beja ye for.
Oh, okay. And for viewers and listeners, and I think time upon kakra, but yeah, I mean, I do my next week. You better twice. You better start here free. Number 17. Yeah, that's so. It's on behalf of May Club Teasy show and Nanaya. It's good night. Talk to you next week. And I'm